Motion by Karen to reconvene,
Second.
second by Vincent. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, action action determined in closed session, student petition for reinstatement 69-22-23.
Conditional enrollment in a traditional school program. I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kara, second by Vincent. All in favor?
Aye.
Student petition for reinstatement 54-23-24.
To permit conditional enrollment in a traditional program. Motion by me.
Motion by Kara, second by Vincent. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Recording of this meeting is being made and shall be kept for 30 days as a public record. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Mr. Ariano, would you lead us?
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. I'm here. Mario's here. Mr. Vincent is here. Mr. Zenden is here. Mr. Floyd is absent. And our student board member, Mr. Ariano, is here. Okay, so here, motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
With the corrections, ready to take the corrections or yes?
Yes.
Okay, so correction to page number 4, for the after-school program instructor, Washington Rosa will not be at RES, but will be at Tropical Middle School. So we're just changing the site. And then for page 6, we are removing the junior class advisors from the board, from the agenda.
So moved with the corrections.
Okay. So move the corrections by Vincent, second by Brendan. And a second. Discussion? No? Okay, nobody? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
I think I kept it. Okay, yes, 4 ayes, 1 absent. All right, cool. Thank you guys. Okay, reports and communications, RTA report.
All right, good evening. RTA would first like to thank the district for posting the most current bargaining agreement on the website, and so soon. I know it took a lot of work, and we thank everyone for the dedication in getting this task done. We look forward to opening up negotiations next year. RTA has some serious concerns about Character Strong and the current state of Hope Squad, including the current site positions listed to be voted on tonight during the board meeting. First, the district has created a new stipend position for Hope Squad instructors. The stipend was not posted for teachers to apply according to contract procedures outlining vacancies and compensation. The district needs to post any and all stipend vacancies and assignments. Second, according to RTA bargaining agreement, $13,000 prep buyouts cannot be offered to non-teachers to SKU employees who do not have a prep period. Next, I would like to read concerns from a unit member on this and Character Strong. This is a teacher either at Tropical Middle School or Roseman High School. Please forgive my ignorance if I am misinterpreting the situation at hand. I'm writing to express my concerns regarding the recent decision affecting our teaching staff and the role of mental health therapists within our schools. It has come to my attention that former teachers now hired as mental health therapists at the district office have been assigned to teach sections of the Hope Squad class. While I appreciate the importance of mental health support, I find it troubling that these positions were never posted for other qualified individuals to apply for. And instead, we're simply given to those now holding therapist positions. Furthermore, these therapists are reportedly receiving a $13,000 prep buyout for teaching these sections, despite the primary roles no longer being classroom teachers. Since these positions were never posted for anyone else to apply, in my mind, this means it's simply part of their job duties. If these sections are part of their new responsibilities, they should not receive additional compensation, especially when other teachers are being asked to take on extra duties without any extra pay. As you're aware, our teachers have been required to add a period to our schedule, during which we are expected to implement the Character Strong curriculum, another mental health and social emotional learning program. Even though curriculum is provided to us, we all know that implementing this with fidelity still requires additional planning and grading. Yet we have not been compensated for this extra work. In my opinion, mental health therapists could more appropriately deliver this curriculum. Now teachers are left with an extra class we do not feel fully prepared to teach, and without the support or compensation necessary to do so effectively. I urge the board to reconsider the distribution of the responsibilities and compensation in this matter, ensuring fairness and transparency in how these roles are assigned and compensated. Thank you for your attention to these concerns. All right, now back to RTA and a third concern. RHECC, formerly Roseman High School, is currently experiencing issues with air conditioning in multiple units. Part of the problem is that these units are nearly 40 years old and are in need of replacement. As we all know, sourcing 40-year-old parts is extremely difficult, time-consuming, and expensive. RTA would appreciate the district looking into replacing the units instead of just putting a Band-Aid on the situation. Thank you, board members of the district, for listening to our concerns. I'm looking forward to an amazing year teaching the next group of current scholars. Again, thanks.
Anyone here from CICA? Student board.
First, I'd like to say that the concern that you brought up regarding homeroom, as of right now, I also tend to lean toward the concern. I don't believe it's yet to be as effective as they intended to, because from my personal subjective experience, when we get to homeroom, by the time attendance is already taken, it's already almost over. So I would like to see some change maybe towards homeroom for it to be more effective. But that's regarding that concern. And going back to just my board report of all the campuses, I'll start off with West Park Elementary. To start off, West Park Elementary is off to a great start, and would like to thank the parents of West Park Elementary for the patience as everybody learns the new drop-off and pick-up procedures. West Park also asks parents to continue to follow the drop-off and pick-up protocols for the safety of all students. And West Park would like to invite all the families to attend the Title I Parent Night and Back to School Night, both which are going to be held on August 28th. The one Title Parent Night will be held from 4:30 to 5 p.m. and the Back to School Night will be held from 5 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. TK and first grade classroom presentation will be from 5 to 5:30 p.m. Second and third grade classroom presentation will be from 5:45 to 6:15 p.m. And fourth and fifth grade class presentation will be from 6:30 to 6:45 p.m. All right. Now moving on to Roseman Elementary. Roseman Elementary this week will be holding the first AAB meeting, so that's exciting for Roseman Elementary. And there will also, the PTA will also be holding the first back to school night dance this week from 6 to 8 p.m. Snacks and juice will be available for purchase, but the entrance will be free. And to go to the dance, a parent must accompany a kid. Regarding Tropical Middle School, Tropical reports that the school is going strong with the building of the school, the classrooms are there. So it's going very strong. Picture Day is coming up on August 29th on Tropical Middle School, and the first dance is scheduled to be September 13th, and ASB is working on it hard. So yeah, and two more stuff regarding sports. Volleyball tryouts are scheduled for the week of August 26th for both boys and girls. Cross country is on the rise, and the coach and the team are starting to make the practice schedule. Now for Roseman High, my school. Right. So Roseman High has finished all the back to school orientations. We have received our new sound system in the gym, so that will be a pleasure. We have liked it. I have yet to use it, but we have received it, so it is going to be used. I can assure you that. Roseman High has acquired new teachers, and we're planning to have a fire drill this Friday, where students will finally be able to go back on the football field for this fire drill. All right. And Picture Day will be held on August 29th in the same likelihood as Tropical Middle School on August 29th, and will be used for the student ID. And regarding sports, today it was the first game of the volleyball team for the girls, JV and varsity. They were both away against Little Rock. The JV game started at 4, and the varsity game started at 5. And also this week regarding sports is going to be the first home football game this week against Little Rock, which will be starting at 7 p.m. So get ready for some football season. This Friday, get ready for some football season. To add on, EAD, we're starting to plan homecoming, and me and the senior advisors are starting to plan all these senior events, senior sunrise. We're starting to get the publicity requests and all that stuff. The senior sunrise, the donuts, the wafers on August 30th will be the day the senior sunrise. Yes, and we have to wake up at 5 to set up, so I'm gonna set my alarm. All right. Now, last but not least, we have Norman. He would like to add that ABC fall semester started this Monday, and over 30 students from RHS are taking college classes on campus, and 98 students in general in RHS are taking college classes. So it's good to see all these student enrollments and Norman doing a lot of the work to get these kids to go into doing enrollment college classes, which looks good on college applications. All right. And then Kern County will be, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools will be hosting a college night on September 9th from 5 to 8 p.m. in Bakersfield, and SDUZ will provide transportation for the students to go to this college night, right? And lastly, Norman has been updating the scholarship spreadsheet. For example, Questbridge has been updating all the scholarships for our seniors to get all the right amount of scholarships that we need. And it can be found on the district website under the RHS page, and it could also be found by QR code in the classrooms in our classrooms. I think that's pretty much it, yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay. Very important. CDO report, Mr. Irving.
Alrighty, well, apparently this is Mark Moderman Appreciation Night. I wanted to say that I had a good meeting with Mark earlier this week to discuss the middle college, early college grant that he helped the district get for this year and the next couple of years. Walk him through the first part of, got it right, now what? As well as discuss the logistics for the college night up in Bakersfield, so that see what we can do, with our district transportation as well as other funding sources to encourage as many students and parents to go up to Bakersfield to take foot, have a chance for that opportunity. So, in addition to that, I've been working on unaudited actuals to, close out last year. Once the dust is settled from, the state budget of what does this current year look like versus the, end of last year, and how does, $8 billion dropping out of Prop 98 affect us? Working on all of that so that the next board meeting can present that and have everything ready to go for the rest of this year. Look forward as opposed to backwards. So, that's it from me. I've invited Desiree Castro here to talk to you guys about TransFinder and give an update on where the district is with that. So without any further ado.
Do I need to stand up?
The floor is yours.
No. So we started installation on our buses with the Z-Pass and the TransFinder. Z-Pass is where the students will scan their bus passes onto the bus, and it comes with a tablet. So we have installed 12 so far. We do about 4 a day. So we've got a few more to go. And I'm still doing training on the whole process on how to make routes and how to actually use the TransFinder in the software. And that's where we're at with that. I learned that it is a slow process, slower than what I would like, and I'm pretty sure the next school would like. But we gotta just, we're on their schedule right now. So. And it is a 6-month training schedule, so that's where I'm at right now. Only 2 months in.
So the 12 buses that have it on there now, are we able to utilize the service?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. They want to do get everything installed before they start, because now our drivers are going to have to be trained in the use of utilizing them. So once they do that, then we'll be able to utilize the scanning, and the parents will be able to track.
Question.
Yes, sir.
They scan coming on the bus, do they scan going off the bus?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They'll do both.
That way we could track that they got off at a certain point, where they got off, so we don't have a sleeping child in the back of the bus.
Right, right. Or, you know, if the parents wondering where the students are, if they got up, where they got off, they'll be able to see when they got off the bus. Okay. Do you have any other questions or?
Oh, I want to thank you though, because I asked you if you would give us a briefing, and I knew, I know that, the technologies, I knew you weren't going to be ready to, fully implement and so forth, but it's nice to get a update for not just the board, but for the community as well. And when you're ready for prime time, I appreciate you would come back.
Okay.
And, or maybe we can figure out maybe a demo sometime.
Do either or both.
Whatever.
I think you put them on the bus, you can go back.
He would like to do that.
All right. Any other questions?
Yep, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm always for my kids. Get on the bus.
All right. Assistant Superintendent of Instruction and Curriculum, Dr. Mendez.
All right, good evening, everyone, who is here in person and also online. Exciting to see our students and families return to school, and we've had an opportunity to provide some professional development for our teachers as well before school started on the 12th. We provided English language development as well as solution tree professional learning community with Sarah Schull, who's the co-author and presenter. We're going to continue to have coaches work with school sites throughout the year. Recently, we had our Williams visit from Kern County Superintendent Schools office. We visited Tropical Middle School, and we also visited West Park Elementary School. And so we're very excited and the outcome there in terms of the findings there. Everything's good in regards to instructional materials as well as facilities. I want to thank the teams, West Park administration, teachers, and also custodians and everyone else that has helped out throughout the process, as well as Tropical administration, teachers, classified team members as well, and everyone that helped, including Raleigh, Quinn, that helped out in terms of facilities. So we appreciate everyone's support at Tropical Middle School and West Park, as well as district office. Okay, and federal program monitoring, there's 3 schools that have been selected for federal program monitoring review. That's going to be coming up in November 5th through the 8th. So we have Roseman Higher the College Campus, Roseman Elementary School, and Tropical Middle School. More information forthcoming, but for now we've had a chance to check in with the reviewer, and we have follow-up meetings with them in the future. Dr. Fisher, who's one of our consultants that we partner with, he's going to be going over to the elementary school sites on August 30th. And then Kern County Superintendent of Schools, they are facilitating, actually they're going to be hosting a TK block party that's going to be on Saturday, August 24th. They're going to offer opportunity to TK teachers to get information on how blocks can be incorporated in block applications, and they're like blocks that you put together in different figures and shapes, okay, different manipulatives, as well as they can provide some materials and resources. It is optional for TK teachers to participate. That's a chance for them to network, gain information, as well as gain materials and resources. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Mendez. Okay, Assistant Superintendent of Special Education and Pupil Personnel, Cheryl Taylor.
Hello, everybody. So in the special education department, we've been doing a lot of 30-day interim placements, which is for all of our new incoming special education students, and we've had quite a few of them this year. We're also working on another grant for the behavioral health. It is, I didn't write the name of it down, but I believe it was called the California Youth Behavioral Health Initiative. She's nodding yes, she's been helping me write it. So we had to submit a portion of it today, which we did. And our next portion is due next month, which will include the full plan on how we will be utilizing the funds, which is a significant amount. So we're excited about that. We are also working on progress reporting for our special education sim monitoring that we do every year. And we've been assigning teacher caseloads. All of the related services in the district also fall under my department, so I thought I would give you little highlights on what's going on in those departments. So in our nursing department, our district RN has created PowerPoints, little presentations on all the different disabilities and medical conditions for students in our district, and so they've been sending those out to teachers as needed for kids in their classes who have any kinds of concerns. So they're being very proactive, and our LVNs also created a new document that is a running chart of all of the kids' allergies in the district to send to teachers so they know in their classroom what they need to be aware of. Our school psychologist, our lead school psychologist, Ruth Saucedo, has been very busy helping teachers with Character Strong, which is our new social emotional learning curriculum. It is a CDE requirement now that all students receive SEL instruction, and it wasn't up to us as to how that's scheduled. Site administrators on each campus determine how it would be taught on their campus. But I do know that they worked very hard to try to make it equitable for our TA contract so that all teachers were teaching it and there weren't teachers on prep periods or whatever during that time. So there might be some little hurdles that need to be worked out, but there are reasons behind Character Strong. And to meet this SEL requirement, we found that Character Strong was one of the best because it does come with the curriculum, so teachers aren't having to create their own. Mental health and behavioral health, they are working really hard at balancing numbers because we are short a provider in that area, so they're working on splitting up the 6 campuses between the 3 providers. They are also working on starting their social emotional learning groups, as well as starting Help Squad and counseling services. And unfortunately, we already, with school just starting, have had a lot of gaggles. So they've also been addressing those even in the evenings and on weekends. Our Hope Squad sections are also being split up. All the campuses will be covered by the 3 providers. The classes will be taught at Tropico in the high school, and the clubs will be run at RES in West Park. Our BCBAs have been assisting teachers at the beginning of the year with classroom management techniques. And our speech people, they've been really busy trying to disperse their caseloads. They're also short-staffed, but we have found 2 virtual people to help out. So that's in the works. And last but definitely not least is our occupational therapist and adaptive PE specialist. I actually got an email of a shout out about how great they're doing with inclusivity and collaborating with general education staff with their kiddos. And that is it for me.
Associate Superintendent of Human Resources, Leanne Hargis.
Good evening, everyone. We are pretty busy over in HR, getting everybody where they need to be getting started. There's lots of paperwork involved with all of that. Our school sites are working to continue to balance classes. We've lost some students, we've gained some students, and in some of those areas where we've gained students, it's going to require possibly some additional staff. So looking for constantly try to fill any holes that we might have. There is continuous testing, and Becky Wallace does that for us, testing for open classified positions. I know she did that this morning. So if there's anybody that is interested in a different classification, just contact us because we do have testing. She did it in the morning this morning, but we also have people that will come in, just like on a Wednesday or Thursday, whenever it's convenient for them, and we have space in our office to supervise that. We do have a few substitute teachers on our board agenda this evening, and we also are in the coming meetings, we're going to continue to increase that number of subs. We've had quite a number that have applied just over the last couple of weeks. So we will continue to have those, and
Thank you. Superintendent's report, Barb Baines.
Okay, thank you so much, and good evening, everyone, and welcome. I have several things on my little Post-it. I always do that, right? Post-it that's never big enough. First of all, kudos to Mr. Mark Notterman. Maybe it is the night of Mark Notterman, because I want to congratulate him on his 98 students taking college classes. And I want to give a shout out to those students and the parents, because it is a wonderful thing to, dual enrollment is a great thing. And I also want to give a shout out to Mark, because Mark wrote a grant. Writing grants seems to be the thing this past year and this year continuing on. He received $250,000 to support the work he does to really build awareness in our students that college classes are available. There are a lot of choices out there with regard to technical, or 4 years is not your avenue. There's a lot of other options out there. And Mark is doing an exceptional job in building that awareness in our students. So, thank you, Mark Donovan. I want to say to parents, thank you for your patience in getting everybody to school on time last Wednesday. And I mentioned to Miss Alma, I said, Alma, are our phones working? Because typically on the first day of school, there's always some parents, neighbors of our schools that just do not like the traffic situation, and my phone rings. Her phone rings. But this year we were like, I was afraid to say it, because I said, okay, maybe they're gonna have problems in the afternoon. I did not get one phone call, not one. And I asked Alma, I said, are you sure the phone's working, Alma? Are we connected? And we were. So thank you, parents, for your patience, and thank you to my site administrators, my teachers, my staff there, and especially the kids who apparently did what they were supposed to do to get into school and get off the campus, and things went really, really well. And so I cannot thank everybody enough for that. If you haven't enrolled your student, please do so, because as Mrs. Hargis said, we are trying to balance those classes. There are some days I think, oop, am I over a teacher in this grade level, or maybe I'm short a teacher? So we need to really, really start knowing exactly how many students we have enrolled in Southern Current. As Dr. Mendez mentioned, we had 2 Williams visits at Tropico and West Park. Want to thank Dr. Keys and Mr. Holmes for leading those great visits. They had 0 findings, and that's, if you've ever been at a site where there was a finding, you realize what a relief it is to have no findings. So please thank your entire staff for me, both of you, because that was wonderful to hear. And I want to say, let me make sure I've got everything. The last person that I want to thank this evening is Dan Wexler. Awesome Dan Wexler, who really is our LCAP gentleman. He runs the LCAP community members meetings. He makes sure that our LCAP, the goals and the actions and the budget set aside all aligns, and we received approval for our LCAP from Kern County. So Dan, thank you so very much for that. And with that, I can say today, knowing that it's a done deal, Dan, with that comes a new weight room at the high school, a new dance studio at the high school, and a new locker room with showers, restrooms, offices. All of that is coming to Roseman High. And thank you. So appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody on my cabinet, because we also, Dan lets us throw in a few words during cabinet meetings to help write that very intense document. So thank you to all of you as well. I think that is going to be it for me.
Thank you very much. Okay, board members' communications. I'm going to start with Mrs. Reddick.
Okay. I'm all my scribbles here. So, everyone, good evening. First question, positive. How is everything at our campuses? Anyone? Mr. Adams?
RES is doing just fine. They continue to get students placed as soon as they come across our desk.
Yeah.
So we still have a little lower numbers than last year, but we've had a student start from last year. Our new office clerk is doing an excellent job. We have a pretty full staff. We're not really missing anybody. It's a movement, but I think we're in the right places. Still working on special education. Balancing some caseloads there. That's probably our biggest concern. And then we just met with Robbie for construction review of what's going to be happening. Procedures with the construction workers will be following, make sure that they're not getting in the way of investing in forcing out procedures. So we've got a good setup. We've got they've closed down part of they will be closing down some rooms that were possibly going to be used, but we have a solution for all of those issues. We're tight, but we move all that space.
Our new classrooms are such a delight when you see kids walk into those brand new spaces and the respect, so much less trash. They're so excited with the ability to have more space at lunch. And we are pretty close to being fully staffed. We've got some staff that's coming from the Philippines. And I'd like to thank Mr. Cargus for just making sure that long-term subs were in place and we prepare for those to be teachers. We have some really great paraeducators that are in place, and our special education classes and schedules are moving smoothly. There's a very positive atmosphere around the campus. There is a lot of collaboration. You're seeing teachers gather and talk. Because of our expansion, we were able to designate a space for a new teacher's lounge. So that's in the works. Teachers needed to have a space where they could enjoy and relax, recharge. So we're excited about that possibility, and are so excited about the expansion of our second ACES instructor after school. So we have opened up some more spots for our after school program. So all the way around in all of the spaces, we have such great energy and so many spots. So it's been a great start.
Things have started well. Our drop off and pickup went even better. It's always the first day, it's like just stressful because kids are not going to go here or there. It's always a little stressful. And I tell parents, it's okay, so tomorrow will be so much better. So it's going a lot better. We switched a couple of things. In our back end, we put second grade in the back as well, so try to alleviate the front. because there's a lot of the walk-ups, we want to be a little bit safer. So it's going well. So there's 1,000 kids. I mean, I don't think that school is 10, it's a neighborhood school, so it's going well. So things overall are doing well. It's exciting to see the little kids there. There's a few little, new ones. TK and Kendry, they cry for their first little peg, and when they leave their mom, which is always sad. I think I told mom like 6 or 7 years, I'm gonna want to be with you. So, I was just kidding, but no, but it's sweet. It's fun to see all the kids there. I get to see Sunny almost every day in the front, and we're starting when visits of our PLCs. Teachers start to do PLCs, starting to do CFAs. Went to a few more teams today with their PLC. Starting to do our benchmarks. Starting to do our iReady test. So teachers have the information, so we're into that. So pretty excited. Things are going pretty well, and so excited to be there. Have a lot of kids at West Park. Are the teachers. We had a fire drill today. I did radio. I don't know if you've heard it. We had a fire drill, so it's amazing to see really how many kids are at West Park and you actually go out to that field. But they do a good job. We kind of moved some things around so we have enough space out there. We moved to another angle because it gets pretty crowded. And teachers are really good about letting the TK and K go first, and so it's a pretty good system now. So things are going well.
Great. And Mr.
I think compared to last year or the year before, I see this year as the calmest, smoothest beginning so far. We have more kids, about 950, and the schedules, the first few days, there's always some shuffling, but the lines were short. I spoke to the counselors too, and I was wondering where are the kids, but little by little, things are settling down. I've been going to classrooms, especially beginning with the 9th grade. Miss Adams, the younger Miss Adams, I've been going to the Zen training. We're going to all the 9th graders and welcoming them, talking to them about various issues, but important, relevant issues, including the high profile issues that get things off the ground. So we're on tour right now. We're getting all the 9th grade classes. I'd like to say that it feels different. It feels nicer because now we have Mandarin, and I'd like to introduce Mr. Chang. Hello, Mandarin.
Thank you for the great opportunity to be here.
He's also in training. So, we have ethnic studies is in operation, folks. So yeah, I've been to that class a few times just to witness, the delivery of the content. I think we got pretty fortunate for that, gentlemen. So thank you, man. The cafeteria looks almost finished from a distance, but it's still now it's the intricate details being installed out from the outside. It looks as though we're getting close to the finish line. Some of the areas have been paved and striped, so the kids could go back and play basketball. Other than that, staffing, we have all but 2 people, but we do have long-term subs. So we're off to a pretty good start. Everybody is, under full supervision. And I asked people what they think about the opening, and they all said similar to what I said. It's been a good opening so far.
That's great. Thank you all for that. I didn't mean to put anyone on the spot. It's just, I like to hear from you. Yeah. And welcome back, Mr. Adams. Okay, the next question is for RTA. You mentioned character strong. Kind of elaborate on what.
I just repeat what the main concern is that Thompson Wilson in high school. Teaching the extra period, having this really put on them. Mainly at those schools.
Is this extra period homeroom? Because you mentioned homeroom.
Yeah.
So is character strong happening in homeroom?
Yeah, the character strong is happening at home after nutrition.
Right, it's like in between second, like it's
It's
random, it's right though.
Yes, second.
And how do you feel about that as a student?
Well, personally, it feels like a waste of 10 minutes in my opinion, because the whole room been on there. It's like we do it, like I said before, we do attendance, and by the time the attendance is over, we have like 2 minutes to watch the 4 or 5 minute videos. So we end up probably doing
Whereas in elementary, you have more freedom of where to put it.
Why not have any concerns from the elementary
And thank you for bringing here to be everybody.
Even though I've gotten a lot of concerns from these two, I want to reiterate what Mrs. Gaines said. Transportation has always been one of the biggest and duties that I get concerns every year. I have not received one email inside of the dismissal of kids, so it's that has got. I just wanted to say that. Usually I get that. About that. Teachers, I've been out there for 30 minutes. It's gone a lot smoother. So yeah.
I guess that would be it. I just encourage everyone, students, parents, guardians, staff, to come to board meetings. Let us, if you don't let us know, we don't know. So if you cannot make it to a meeting, send an email, reach out to us. You can find that on the SUSD website. So we're here to listen, but if you don't let us know, we can't help you. So that's it.
Thank you. Mr. Bensley.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming in and thank you for coming on YouTube. Again, I want to reiterate on Mark Nottman. I have a little bit of interaction with Mr. Nottman and so forth, and I picked on a little bit about Long Beach State and anybody that's going to go, because I have to let them know that's a special nickname for them down there. But I'm glad to see that the program he is entering is working extremely well. Mr. B, you got the first part A of the audio system. The second part is coming up. We're going to need to find 3 days in order for them to put in the rest of the equipment and so forth. And I'm going to get with Raleigh, the big, huge, humongous subwoofer that's under the stage. We need to get a dolly made for it, but we can't put wheels under because we have very little clearance. So the wheels may have to go on the side, so I need to get with Raleigh to see if we can make something to go in. We have to pull that in and out. There you go. What a word. And so forth. And to make you happy, part of that rest of the system will allow you to have the wireless mics out on the, I call it stage areas, south of the gym. You've got 2 speakers, power speakers, which you will be able to use, and you'll be able to do all your pep rallies right there, and you'll have a good audio system to go. Now, you haven't heard it, but you can pick on Mr. B, and maybe he'll give you a demo one of these days. It does work. It does work well.
Yes.
We just need to teach some folks how to use the microphones.
I got some new 4 speakers. We got 6 more.
6 more coming, and so forth. So you will have a very, very good first class audio system. So hopefully you enjoy it. Not that long ago, we had a break-in at one of the schools, and the folks were on campus for over an hour before anybody knew they were there. And one of the things I want to do at the next safety security is figure out areas to alarm the cameras. We don't want to alarm every camera. We don't want to alarm the cameras on perimeter because they'll be set off just about every time, and it's not what we're looking for. We want to make sure that we get these folks when they're on campus, not an hour and a half later. So be aware of, if you get a chance, administrators, kind of look at your areas that you would think would be a good place for the alarms. And when we do have our safety security, it will be one of the topics. And finally, the locker room, I've got a chance to talk with Mr. Johnson. One of the things is the officials coming in need to have an area to dress. I know in football, we're required to be there an hour and a half early. I'm not going to, so some kind of a small area should be designed in. I'm just bringing this up so Robert and Mrs. Gaines know that you probably want to do that because it's not a good idea to put them into a office. And the reason is because if it's muddy out there, you don't want to take the muddy into the offices and everything, and now they got to be cleaned out. And now all the coaches have got, going on the office. So I would like to see possible, if it's possible, to have a small area for the officials to be able to dress when they come on to do our games.
They all can dress?
Some do, some don't. I don't. No, it's not. I can't do those games. Nice try. No, there's a lot that don't. But we do have pre-games that we do need to have private discussions. What's going on for that, what we expect for the games. And other than that, that's it I have.
Thank you. Mario.
Welcome back to school. All the fun stuff that comes with the first couple of weeks, which is really hectic, but apparently it isn't as hectic as it has been other years. That's good. Commissioners at the high school, we are working on trying to see about doing a full replacement of all of them, but it's until then. We're hoping to have a rehab of a lot of stuff in the high school.
So if they don't have air conditioning, what is the backup? I mean, you can't teach in 90-degree weather.
No, you can't. Once it gets at 85 degrees, not quite enough. You can't fix that. That we already know about. We're working on making sure that every classroom works correctly as much as they can at this point. Because like you said, they're 40 years old. We're trying to keep them alive until we can get the money to be able to replace them. We're working on the financial side of that right now. So at least so you know that we are already aware of it. Working. Yeah, there's no money that's hard to spend when you don't have. So anyway, construction wise, we're still working on the cafeteria. There's still a few little things that we're trying to finish up with Tropico. Painting is almost 100%. We're getting real close. And then we're still working on the quad area that's all dug up. We're working on that. We got the baby dog done over at the high school, got that all finished up. Even though it looks like it's about 90%, it's not quite there yet. We didn't. It's a big climb from what it was last year. So, I guess that's it. Well, we got some stuff going on at West Park, and we're going to have some stuff over at RES. But that's for another time.
Thanks, Mark. Okay, hello, guys. Hello. Dan, thank you for all that you do. I'm told you are the LCAP king. So, thank you, Your Highness. It's 1 week of school, and it's exciting. Like, I love hearing that it's going smoothly. I did kind of venture on the Tropico today, and I talked with Dr. King, said, how's it going? it's got all these kids and it sounds like it's going well. So I'm excited to hear that. I do get to see Mr. Holmes every morning, dragging the kids into the school, throwing them in there before the bell rings. But the first day was I just throw the kids in there, like, get in there, get to school. But the first day was crazy. Like, it was insane. Like, I live right around the corner, so I walk up, but there was so much traffic. There was people all over the place. The second day, it was like everybody just fell into place. They knew what they were supposed to be doing, and everything was fine. So hopefully we can just keep moving forward with a great school year. I'm sure you could feel the fall in the morning. It's cooling down. So it's time to plant some fall crops in your beds. Kale, broccoli, come on, radishes, beets, lettuce, carrots. Come on, the kids love it. It'll be fun. I'm doing it. I'm just saying. Grow something. It is on your agenda. Okay, great. Other than that, I'm trying to make it to the sites. I will be coming to RES, and I haven't made it to RES, and I haven't made it to high school yet. I will come to visit you guys soon. Can't tell you when, but it's going to happen. I promise. I also joined the PTA. Mr. Holmes, yes. So join the PTA, parents, if you want to get involved with your kids' activities and plan and fundraise and all the things. Just pay the $8, get in there. It's going to be great. That's all I have. Thank you, guys. Subcommittee communications. All right, we're good?
Same thing.
Same? Okay, we'll keep moving forward. Any comments from the public?
Yes.
No worries. Mr. Kelly Carden. Hang on, there's something I'm supposed to read. Okay, you can speak. Is that just at a time? Oh, this is it. Members of the public may address, I was looking for it. I was like, where is it at? Members of the public may address the board on any item within the jurisdiction of the board by submitting presentation requests to the secretary or an email. Members of the public are strongly urged not to mention personnel by name and are reminded that they do not have immunity from legal action if personnel is named. The board may limit each speaker to 3 minutes within a total of 20 minutes per topic. Mr. Kelly Harding.
I'm afraid to say anything. I don't need to see.
You're listening.
Listen, it's not my fault. Sonny spent 6 years in Chocolate.
It's not his fault.
So my name is Kelly Carden. So I have 3 hats that I'm going to wear. First, as a parent, I have 4 children that go to this school year. 2 at Rosen Elementary, 2 at Chocolate. My son's actually the biggest kid on Chocolate. He's 6 foot 200 8th grader. His name's Rocky. And then I have 2 that go to elementary school. They're all loving it this year. Every kid has come home excited about me going to school. Lisa is loving it. Me and Mr. Adams had a discussion last year because she has some food allergies and she's not having those issues anymore at all at school. So it's been really awesome as a parent and really encouraged. So it's nice, you know. As a second hat, I'm also a member of the RMAC board here in town. It's our Regional Town Council. There is a survey that's been distributed by the Kern County of the Kern Council of Governments. I don't know if you guys have had that already, but have you had that for I'll send it to Alma. I highly would ask everyone to fill it out. It is how are they to get their ability to adjust our transportation infrastructure over the next several years. One of the things we're advocating for is more transportation inside of the county for obvious reasons. And then the third hat, which is probably the most important hat for me and for really everyone here. If anyone probably knows, there is a special election and for the ballot on November 5th for the Kern County Board of Supervisors representing our 2nd district. I am actually listed on that ballot again this year. I'm running to represent everyone here, as well as all of our friends, families, and neighbors across the district. I ran 2 years ago when I raced with 3 of us. I came in 2nd place, received about 23% of the vote. I raised no money. It was like 24 cents a vote. That's how much money I raised. And I still got almost 6,000 votes. Since then, within weeks of that election, I must have received 300 messages from people voicing voter remorse after seeing the debate. I just didn't get out there enough so people could see what I had to say. That is not going to get wrong this year. This morning, I was at the Taft Chamber of Commerce at 8:30 in the morning. From there, I met with community leaders in Fraser Park like noon for 3 hours. And here I am with this. I'm committing to about 65 public appearances between now and November 5th. My first meeting and greet here in Roseman will be on September 2nd at Guido's at 6 p.m. for anyone who would be interested in going. And then tomorrow at noon at the Veterans Building in Mojave is the first meeting and greet that has all 6 candidates. 2 of the candidates are from Bakersfield, 3 are from Patch Street, and then I'm from an incorporated current. I've built an entire platform on how to fix the representation issues in our area. I'm happy to answer any questions real briefly about that. I know they were not able to do it, but I'm happy to just resolve any of those kind of questions. I'm very excited. I think there is definitely a path forward for unincorporated Kern County. And so a lot of times what happens is people lose elections and they never run again, they disappear, you never see them ever. I got my butt kicked in an election and immediately refiled to run for a county council. I got on that seat and I've learned how those unincorporated boards work. We've been able in Roseman to force the sheriffs to invest more money in really everything. They're opening a new sheriff station next year. That's my 3 minutes. Thank you.
You can close it down if you want. You can say it.
So just, I've been advocating for a community for 39 years since I was a little kid. I mean, we grew up here. I went to school with Maria's kids and all that she sold us their house. So small town, small community, unincorporated Kern County has to stick together. At some point, small towns are only ones who are going to look after small towns. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, consent items A through S.
I make a motion to accept before we have any questions.
Second discussion. Any advice? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Oh, thank you. Okay, general, first reading and review of the board policy 5132 of dress and grooming. Ms. Gates.
Yes, if you look on page 26, you're going to see a very brief dress code policy, dress and grooming, policy 5132. And I just want to convey a little bit to the board briefly the mindset of the committee that consisted of principals and a board member from that were on the committee as well as myself, that they feel that a dress code is very, very difficult to enforce. When we have a lot of things asking kids, straps have to be so wide, this cannot be worn, and this cannot be worn, and it comes to a point where parents or students just sort of refuse to abide by it. So in recreating this, you will notice it is a minimalist at best dress code policy. There's, when you look at, let's get over on the second page of it, pants, there's one thing that it says under pants. Pants and shorts must cover undergarments when sitting, standing, or bending. And that was the most important thing to this committee, that if you're wearing pants, pants have to do that. Shirts, all shirts must have a strap and cover undergarments. No tube tops would be permitted. And so it was and then they talked about shoes and tennis shoes being the required footwear for physical education. So this is informational board. I welcome, email me, text me, call me, whatever, and let me know any suggestions that you would want to see added. But just keep in mind the committee's concern was too much and we're going to end up with nothing. Nobody's going to be able to enforce it. This is basically covering shirts and pants and shoes and gang-related apparel, and should we have a gang issue, should that ever arise. And so that was it's our first stab at it, let's put it that way. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, curriculum and instruction, Dr. Mendez, approve interview. You want to do it? Go ahead, Dr.
It's for approved integrated Chinese level 1 from 1 simplified character edition, 4th edition, 2021 for Mandarin Year 1. The publisher is Chang and Sui. This was a book, there's a sample there by Ms. Haynes and Ms. Hepper. This is the actual book here, the textbook. And then the one that accompanies it is the student workbook. This is the workbook here, and this is the textbook here. What I'll do is I'll pass this down and take a look. And this was previously approved in the outline that we presented at the last board meeting. We went over the outline that Mr. Basman and also Mr. Chang is providing input on that. But we wanted to bring it back for opportunity for a public comment as well. Okay, and then Mr. Basnath and or Mr. Chang, is there anything else you'd like to comment regarding the book? I know we went over the outline at the last meeting.
Okay. Again, thank you all very much for this opportunity, and we picked up this book in that the one particular strength about this book. The format of the book is very similar to that in the AP test. So if we agree to have the student aiming on the passing the test eventually, passing the AP test, then this is a very good book. And this book, maybe because of this reason, it is the most widely used Mandarin textbook in this country. So again, if we want to help the students familiarize themselves with the format of the AP test that they are eventually required to take if they want to go to college, then this is one of the best book, I would say, Mandarin textbook, because of the format that is so similar to what they can see in the AP test. So this is one of the greatest strengths about this book. Thank you.
Mr. Chang, excuse me. I really appreciate, thank you so much for saying that, because I'll be honest, I kind of stole this book. I didn't steal it literally, but I stole the author and this book from Quartz Hill High School. They teach Mandarin 1, 2, and 3 there, and this is the series that they are using. I love the fact that we also purchase the workbook for the students, and every student every year will be given the workbook, so they can consume it. And I think when they start and they're able to write in their workbook, it helps embed their knowledge that you're teaching them. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here.
I am very familiar with the book because I have also taught this work many years in several other districts. So it's a really good choice of the book.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving on to curriculum instruction. I want to recess the meeting so we can have an open hearing. Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, just so everybody knows, Bob's mother-in-law just passed away. And Sonny is really close to him. We're going to take a small recess.
looking at, since we're increasing, I'm looking at the book up there. That would be hard to do. I'm looking at what it would take to be able to write some of that stuff. It's like, and I speak two different languages, and that's hard.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned about writing. In the test, in the AP test again, it doesn't require the student to write any single word. Instead, the students are required to type.
Okay.
All the test is about typing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, that will make it easier.
So each character is a letter?
Right, we use the pinyin, which is the pronunciation system, and actually the students are typing the English letters to get the Mandarin character.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes it easier.
So we have much less burden for the students now because they don't have to worry about writing in hand, by hand. Actually, what they are required to do is all typing.
Yeah, creating the characters, which I would love to learn this, Mr. Chang. Really, I would love to, but I'm like, where would you start? I don't know.
Thank you. Apart from the typing, I really enjoy teaching the student the etymology about the Chinese words because that explains why the Chinese people created the word that way. And I always told the students that if you can make sense out of something, you can remember, you can learn it much faster and you can remember it longer and better. So that's the way I teach them, to recognize the Chinese characters by knowing the story behind each word. And that's the Chinese etymology.
And Mandarin is the main language in China, correct?
In China, yeah.
And Cantonese is the second language?
Cantonese is just one of many, one of thousands, I would say, dialects, local dialects. And Mandarin is the official language, the only official language.
Sorry, folks, I just lost my mother-in-law.
Yeah,
And Sonny being part of the family, it's both of us hard. She's with us for 17 years before we finally had to move her down to Long Beach. I'll leave it at that as a Even Mario knows her, so it made it tough. Okay, I guess we can. No, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation of
It's my pleasure and honor to be here to present this.
I will make a motion to go back into regular meeting.
I'll second.
Second by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
B12.
Business and operations. Approve SHI approval for number 251900179 for teacher's laptop, totaling $259.49 $296.79.
So this is an RFP for 265 new teacher laptops to be paid for with ESSER 3 funding. Our current teacher laptops are 3 years old. They're still in usable conditions. Under normal circumstances, we'd keep them for another year, and we will still keep them and use them as backups and give them to the paraeducators. The battery life on our teacher laptops is down to about 1 to 2 hours, so they're losing their functionality. The new laptops are going to be desktop replacement laptops. They'll be 16-inch laptops, significantly bigger. We sent out a survey to the teachers asking them if they prefer a regular size laptop or a large desktop replacement laptop. They overwhelmingly prefer the large desktop replacement laptop. This laptop will have improved and increased security. It'll have a fingerprint sensor, so teachers won't have to type in their passwords. They won't have to remember their passwords. They'll be able to use longer and stronger passwords. So we recommend approval of this purchase.
Motion to accept the bid for the new laptop.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye. Approve resolution 24-2503, Board of Trustees, Southern Kern Unified School District, filing the proposed West Park School modernization kindergarten classroom building project, exempt from California Environmental Quality Act, approving the filing and recoordination of the notice of exemption and approval of the project. Robert.
Alrighty, so it's a very wordy description is for the West Park construction project. This resolution will allow our design team to move forward with filing a notice of exemption from the California Environmental Quality Act, which looks at environmental impacts and all that. Given that this project is on the existing campus and doesn't have any footprint outside of what already exists over at West Park, I recommend that that the board approve this resolution so that we can move forward with the process, and then we have DSA approval already for the West Park project, and now we can move forward with CDE.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Motion by Redmond, second by, motion by Hepburn, seconded by Redmond. All in favor?
Aye.
Approve the following list of personnel items. Before we approve those, can I get clarification on the stipend for the mental health and Hope Squad? Ms. Taylor?
Yes. So it's a little bit of an explanation, but Hope Squad is a program that we sought out after we returned from COVID because there was such extensive student mental health needs to the degree there were lines of kids waiting to see the therapist. Suicidal ideation increased, cutting increased, anxiety, depression, all of it was off the charts. So we needed to find something that could address the masses instead of individuals. So we started looking for something, and we found information basically that the majority of students who contemplate suicide, approximately 90% of them, confide in a peer buddy before they attempt. And unfortunately, not all peer buddies would share that information, and then you end up with two families completely destroyed. So when we were looking, we found Hope Squad, which is a peer-to-peer suicide prevention program. It also has other effects included in it, such as anti-bullying, a more positive school culture, building self-esteem, different things like that. So the program itself is designed to be taught. And it's a mental health program. So our mental health people went to Utah and had to be trained and certified to even be allowed to teach Hope Squad curriculum. So we did that 3 years ago. And after getting certified to teach the curriculum, we had to figure out, okay, how are we going to do this? It is a very extensive program, and it's clearly a very heavy program. And so we wanted to make sure we did it with due diligence so that we're doing the best we can for our students. For elementary schools, it can only be taught in 4th and 5th grade, so we designed that as an after-school club. Middle school, we designed it as an elective course. And at the high school, and Alt Ed, we designed it to be a CTE pathway. And because of it being so extensive, the curriculum being so extensive, we felt that it would be very beneficial for kids who go through years of it to be able to get the certification, because it can help them when they graduate and getting a job. It can also help them in getting in college. All that being said, to teach the curriculum, as every teacher knows, there's a lot that goes into that. They have to do lesson planning, they have to do paper grading, they have to do parent conferences and progress reports and report cards. So this is all extra things they do in addition to their regular job. And so that it's not impacting their students, they still see all of their kids on their caseload either before or after their teaching is over. So, for example, one of the therapists who starts maybe at 8 might go to another campus and start there at 7:30, or varying times. So they are filling in and making sure all their services are still provided. But what they are having to do is spend additional time outside of their work hours to do their medical billing, all of their counseling logs, because it's legally mandated. They have to keep counseling notes. They have to keep service logs. They also have to put their services into Cyrus. There's a lot of documentation that goes along with being a service provider, and then also being a mental health therapist. There is specific things they have to do. So that stuff they're doing outside of their required 8-hour day. So the stipend then is helping to pay them. I lost the word I was looking for, but helps to compensate them for all the additional work that's required outside of their contract, as well as the additional hours they're doing on their own time to make sure that they're meeting the legal mandates for mental health therapists and service providers in the district.
And we'll have a job description of all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Coordinated with what is
yes.
Stipend. Can that position be flown for a teacher to take over if they have all the credentials?
It can be if they're certified through Hope Squad to teach the curriculum, in addition to being knowledgeable of mental health and having either a teaching credential or a CTE credential.
Just so we can, if it needs to be flown, we can fly it and make sure that that's covered.
Motion to approve the following listed personnel items.
With the corrections. With the corrections. I make a motion to accept. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is your time to sign, Fran.
Yep, good. Last
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Adrian, second. Oh, Adrian.